Okay, so you can probably barely hear me. My computer went down again, so you can't even see me either. So my big computer, I have to reinstall stuff, and I'm on my little netbook to do my video segment for today for the culture proof. Um, if you notice uh, uh, a card on top, culture proof website. Can you and then icon at the bottom takes you to my YouTube channel. I'm still trying to get the hang of the system. Um, the microphone's a little bit out of shape. So I um, I shared yesterday that my bank um, is giving its customers free access to our credit score and our credit report. Usually, customers have to pay for that kind of stuff. Um, and I'll tell you something. It occurred to me. Um, Now that I thought about it, um, a credit score and credit report is not as okay. Let's put it this way, okay? At the No matter how bad it gets, it's not that bad. But let's put it this other way. No matter how good it gets, it doesn't. It's not necessarily that good. So let me give you an example. My credit score is about like average risk, right? Um, but let's say how should I give you the scenario so you understand without flying off the handle, right? Um, let's say you know I have a mortgage, right? And you know I have credit card balances, right? And so I'm making those monthly payments, right? And that gives me a pretty healthy credit score. But let's say one day, one weekend, I decide to go out with my buddies, hypothetically, and I just spend like $20, and I happen to have like a $20 payment on a Nordstrom credit card or something, and so that month I go, okay, I'll just skip that $20 payment. I mean, I'm making a payment on my mortgage, right? It's so I'm making a payment on my other credit cards, which is a lot bigger. And yet, if you skip that $20 payment, right, on some shopping cart like Nordstrom shopping cart or something, it'll tank your credit score. It's unbelievable. So it'll tank it, and so when you look at your credit score, it's like, oh my God, what happened? But then if you look through it, it's like this $20 payment I skipped because one weekend I went out with my buddies and I bought like a few beers. So that month I decided to skip that $20 payment to Nordstrom, and it tanked my credit score. Can you believe that? So so if your credit score is really bad, you gotta really look at it. It's it's not as bad as you think because but you can get in a lot of trouble if you're not aware. It's like I'm making these huge payments, right? With like my gold card, my house, and yet one time I missed a $20 payment because I used it for beer. It'll tank your credit score. So if your credit score is really bad, it's never as bad as you think. And for that $20 you catch up, you bring your credit score back, right? Um, but but if you don't get it for free, like my bank gives its customers, I mean it's a real hassle, right? It costs money to subscribe to a credit score, get your credit report on a regular basis. But now that it's free with my bank, it's so convenient, and I use it sort of like to know like a scorecard to know where I am. Okay, so on the flip side of that, if you got really good credit score, let's put it this way, right? You can already tell, right? from the worst scenario, what the good scenario is like, which is if you got great credit score, but you even you even miss $20 because you went out to buy beer with your friends, it'll tank it. So, so a credit score um, isn't isn't wealth. Has nothing to do with your education. Like, you can have like tons of degrees. Has nothing to do with your education. It has nothing to do with so like the house you're sitting in, right? Like the house I'm sitting in, um, doubled in price. Has nothing to do with that credit score directly. Indirectly, yes. Directly, no. So I'm maintaining the house, right? I'm paying my bills. I'm buying groceries. But if I miss $20, it tanks my credit score. And why does that matter? Because when I go to, part of my plan is to be in New Jersey. When I go to New Jersey, I want to get a second mortgage. If my credit score tanks, I can't get that mortgage from the bank because the credit score is your risk assessment, the bank's risk assessment of you, right? Based on um, your current debt load. And if your risk is average or better, the bank will give me a second mortgage. If it's less than average, I might have to pay higher premiums, payments. So the credit score is not directly an indication of wealth, right? A lot of people, I don't know if you've heard the term without flying off the handle, house rich, cash poor. A lot of people have great credit score. It only comes in handy when you need to borrow money. Otherwise, you're cash poor but house rich. And you skip out on one payment, even a $20 Nordstrom credit card payment, it tanks your credit score. So in an emergency, right? In an emergency, you can't borrow money. Or in a life thing, whatever you call it, whatever you call that I'm going through without flying off the handle, you can't borrow money. So credit when the bank gave its customers free credit score and free credit report, oh boy, I think it's a really good move for people of my ilk without you flying off the handle to like pay off our debts. So because then on top of that, we need a good credit score in order to borrow money. But then you also need cash, right? You need cash cushion. Now a lot of people have just they can't borrow. So like very few people other than the rare exception can just plunk down cash in full for a house, like $1 million house. You're talking like drug lords, right? Without you flying off the handle, we're talking about drug lords. So you need to borrow money, but also you also need that cash cushion. Some people just living with that cash cushion, they're never that big. They rent, but they never that big. So I rather own, to be honest with you. I rather own than to rent. Um, it may appear the illusion is you live in the same house next door to a mogul, but you ain't a mogul. So you need both the ability to borrow money, right, and also the cash cushion, and having the bank giving its customers free credit scorecard, right? So now you can like play with your finances as if it's a video game. It's really good. It's a really good thing they did.